Hi, this is Diane Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com. How are you doing today? Hope you had a great weekend. We had a great one. We went to a discovery day for one of our clients, our franchisors that we deal with, and let me tell you, it was so exciting. I can't explain to you how exciting it is, this franchise industry. And it was so exciting to see a business owner who is so involved in making sure that any person that buys into his franchise program is going to be satisfied. I don't know. I'm just so excited about this brand. I can't wait to offer it to any of my clients who are looking for a passive ownership. And basically what that means is he's looking for people who want to keep their job and want to do an investment where they can still work and build towards their future. But that's a whole nother thing. As you know, on JC Harvest Investments talks, we don't always talk about business. I just feel like the internet for me, or social media for me, is a way for people to get to know me. I had one client who I was talking with, and she sounded so engaged. We were having a long conversation about doing business and me helping to find a franchise for this individual. And then she went cold on me, and I couldn't figure out what happened. So what's the first thing I did? I Googled her, only to find out that she has a very successful salon business, and so I made some recommendations for her. And needless to say, that is why we're out here, so that people can get to know who we are. We're not trying to sell you anything, because we really don't have anything to sell except for our services. What we're trying to do is build a relationship here. So we want to get to know you, and we want you to get to know us. That's more important, because anybody can find a service and do a service. But the main important thing is that you build relationships. So our sole reason for being on social media is just to get to know people, and so that people get to know us. Because I think that's really important. Engagement to me means you care. Engagement to me means that you want to get to know the person you're dealing with before you deal with them. I mean, there is so much dishonesty out here in social media world, I can only tell you. And I think some of the people who listen to me might think that, I don't know what you think. So you'd have to tell me what you think. I can only tell you from my point of view how I feel about social media. I know it's important because it helps me. I'm learning. When I'm on social media, I'm learning. Whenever I go out there, I'm just looking at it as an exciting world where I can reach beyond the sphere of where I am. I can go beyond. I love reading. Reading is really, that's like my real strong love, is reading. Because as a child, reading always brought me to a place where I couldn't visit immediately. It helped my creativity. And I was always big on nonfiction. So I always liked reading about facts. You know, I wasn't really the romantic reader. So what I look at as far as social media, when I want to learn something or get an education on something, I can immediately go to the internet. Now, is everything I find out factual? That's where I have to dig deeper. So that's what I do. But there's nothing wrong with using the internet or even social media as your first choice to just get a broad idea about what is going on. Does everybody know the future? No. You know my belief in God. Only God knows the future. So I'm not looking out there and thinking that everybody I'm looking at is an expert. In fact, one of our small groups we have that as a part of our church. And I also, look out there for different, biblical scholars or information. And one of my peers said to me about looking for biblical scripture on the internet is like, everything out there is not real, not the truth. Well, it's just like anything. You have to be smart about what you're doing on social media. You have to be realistic about your expectations. Now, like I said, we're not trying to make a sale on social media. What we're trying to do is engage, create a world where people can know who JC Harvest Investments and what we're all about. Because I don't know about you, but I don't really want to do business with people who don't care about me. So we talk about caring. We talk about sharing. So I like to share a piece of myself with you so you can get to know who I am. I don't always think that every time you talk to someone, be it a client or not, that you're going to have there might not be a sale from that relationship, and that's okay because you learn something about people. I had one person who I contacted. He wanted to do this particular franchise. I had to be honest with him. He wasn't the type of candidate that I thought would be successful. I'd much rather tell him this isn't going to work for you and lose him as a client than try to push him onto a franchise that he's not going to be successful at. Because at the end of the day, I have to live with myself. So, what does social media mean to Diane Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com? It's a way for me to get to know people, and for more importantly, for people to get to know me. I love social media. So I don't know what anybody's talking about out there. You experts that tell you it's not going to work, you experts that are saying it's going to be the future, guess what? We don't know. But all I know for me, it gives me the opportunity to go to anywhere I want, anytime I want, and learn something new. So that's what social media is. And I'm just so excited about the future of it. And what it does, I know elementary school kids are using social media, not so much the social media, but using the internet to learn these days. I was dealing with my little boy that I had last year and had the pleasure of helping with homework. And it was so exciting to see him using the internet to just learn. And of course, everything was set up so that it was only geared towards his learning, so he wasn't doing everything on the internet. But it was just an exciting thing for me to see that there's a world out there that, as they call it, the World Wide Web. It truly is. The different apps and platforms. I get so excited when I hear about a new app. If you looked at my iPhone, you'd see that I have 10,000 apps out there. I have to delete them. But I'm just so excited to see that somebody's developed an app that is doing something that I never would have thought of. So for me, again, I want to just say, social media for me is exciting. It's invigorating. It's like the way I felt when I was a child and I was reading. It's exciting. So that's why I'm on social media. That's it. Because I love it. And I think that it's a way for people to get to know me. So anyway, I've ranted long enough. I've explained social media as to why I'm on it. To me, it's Monday. This might be a short week for some of us. So I say to you, happy Monday, and thanks for listening. Have a great day. This is Diane Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com. Bye-bye.